Welcome back. This video will explain how to send a device to the device table from the invoice line item. HearForm stores information in tables. Tables are very similar to spreadsheets, like an Excel file. HearForm stores hearing instruments in one table, or one spreadsheet, or worksheet, and HearForm stores line items in a different sheet. And even though both line items and hearing instruments devices are listed on an invoice, they are stored in separate areas. So sometimes we need to transfer that information from one area and to reduce double entry. I'll show you what I mean. Let's start on the home screen, and I'm going to create a new invoice for William. And on that invoice, I will add an instrument like this. So that Audio product is not listed here with William because he currently doesn't have any hearing instruments attached to his record. We want to, without having to re-enter some of that information, we want to get that down to the device section so it will show up on the printed invoice as well as the patient's home screen. And you could manually enter that information here, but that takes a little bit longer. So instead, there's a little button over here called Send. When you click the Send button, it automatically adds 4 items, the supplier, size, circuit, and battery, to this line right here. I'm going to enter a serial number if I happen to know what that is, if it's in stock, for example, or I can add that later if it's a custom product. Perhaps a date purchased, a date fit. I can click the arrow to save time, and then come over here. If I happen to know what if it's a 1, 2, or 3 year warranty, I can put that information in right here. Click the arrow if it's the same for the loss and damage. Then to save time, I'm going to click the copy button right here, and that will copy the instrument to the line below, assuming that if it's a right hearing aid, that the next instrument would be for the left ear and vice versa. I'm going to change the serial number here, and I pretty much have 2 hearing instruments. It took a little while, but not nearly as long as if I had to start over. And now let's preview the agreement. When I preview the agreement, that information that I just put in there is stored at the top in detail about those specific devices. And over here, the line item charge, which is again a separate area, is showing me the generic information. Now, the benefit to having a separate line is then I can, again, insert other information, and that wax brush, the wax tool, all these other things here, they're important, but they're not devices that I want to track as far as a serial number. Let's preview this again, and you'll see we now have the phonec at the bottom of the list here with all those other line item charges, but the devices that I've added are still on the agreement, and that's because I clicked the Send button. Now you'll also notice that the Send button turns to a red text and it says Sent right there after I've done that. When I go home to William's home screen, then those devices that I've just listed are right here, and that saves a little bit of double entry time. So you may want to consider using the Send button to save time and reduce errors.